Gentlemen, this is for the WBO International Featherweight title. I want to show you here the line for low blows. Here and above is good, illegal. Here and above is good, illegal. Okay? You've received your instructions. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Good luck.
So the common opponent between these two is Emmanuel Navarrete. Both have challenged for world titles against Navarrete. So much talk about the effort that Gonzalez put forth in his fight this past October. Dre, I think Gonzalez came out of it getting a lot of cred. And we talked to him about that yesterday. He says, listen, I went back, I watched it the next day, I watched it 3 days later. I thought I won the fight. I think he's a confident fighter, comes out of a loss like that, heals up the eye a little bit. He's better for it.
Yeah, he got outboxed against Shakur Stevenson, went to war with Navarrete, but took a lot of punishment in the meantime. So yes, he garnered a lot of respect from boxing fans, but you got to see if there's any ill effects in this fight with Santisima tonight.
Yeah, I totally believe that this young man, and I told him in the fighter meeting, I said, hey man, you had some tough losses in championship fights against top quality opponents. But I said, you know, you'll have your chance. You have the skills, he has the ability, and he also has the mindset.
Goes with a right hand to the body against Santisima. Santisima's fight against Navarrete was back on February 22nd of 2020. That was an 11th round knockout by Navarrete. Trying to wrap that right hand around the guard of Gonzalez. Gonzalez doubles up the left hand, jab, and then the uppercut.
The challenge for Gonzalez is knowing when to box and when to fight. Just because your opponent wants to fight, it may not be advantageous for you to fight. It may be time to still box, and that's what Gonzalez has to learn. He has to control the ring and do what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
But I think right now, Santisima, what he's doing, he's being patient, taking his time as well. So right now, it's a chess match going on by both men.
A little bit of range finding with the jabs. Now triples it up, does the Filipino fighter. Over the top, overhand right, and then digs a left hand to the body.
Not a big fan of that defense that Gonzalez uses, where he has both gloves up by the top of his head and he catches shots, but you never know what a judge is looking at, and sometimes those shots are getting through to the body and to the head, and they can cause some damage.
Well, the problem is with that defense is you allow the offense to touch you and get close and enter into your zone. You know, that's not the best defense to use. Moving your head or using your feet to get out of range is the best defense to use in boxing.
And I do like it if you're catching and immediately firing off of that defense, but oftentimes that's not what Gonzalez does.
Well, that was one thing that his father spoke upon inside the meeting, Dre, is that
10 seconds.
In that fight with Navarrete, that's what he did. He didn't punch often enough off that defense.
Time!
Sit down, baby. Sit down. Okay. Watch out with the overhand, okay? Okay, watch out with the overhand, baby, okay? I want as soon as you snap it. Okay, this kind of punch, baby, kind of punch, not those punches. But don't get lazy with those shots, don't get it. Boom. He's closer, he's stepping back, give me a little step forward, and take it. If he don't do nothing, let it go. Got it? Okay, baby.
Hit your face.
Yeah. Don't get lazy, don't get lazy. More action, baby. Okay, snap it. Even block it, keep it snapping. Okay? Let him get comfortable. Don't let him test you. Okay? Oh.
So the instructions from his father, Jose Gonzalez, and Timmy, your conversation with him yesterday did lead down that path when we were discussing what he felt about the Navarrete fight. You said, listen, you win fights by throwing punches. You can't just block them.
Yeah.
Felt that his son gave Navarrete far too many chances. So he needs to get after his opponent, not just block punches.
Navarrete is the wrong guy to stand in front of with that kind of defense, because he's going to find an opening. He doesn't he'll punch himself into an opening. He'll touch your gloves, and all of a sudden an uppercut gets through, and you're trying to figure out how.
Man, I was expecting this fight to be heat up early because Santisima, he likes that action. He's an aggressive fighter, but this is a technical battle so far.
Oh, it's heating up. It's going to heat up. It's only the second round.
Total punches in that first round. Santisima was 10 of 50. Gonzalez was 10 of 29.
Nice shot right there.
Both men doing work on the inside. Santisima fires off that left hook to the body. 4-punch combination. He finishes with the body shot again. There was an uppercut on the exchange prior to that by Gonzalez.
Yes, but Santisima, he's throwing grown man type punches.
He really
that body
is.
shot was one of them.
8 body shots landed by Santisima to this point.
Gonzalez has finally found the key. The key is pressure. Santisima, he likes to dictate and come forward. Yes, he was sitting back, laying back, trying to be a counterpuncher. Now, Gonzalez now picking up the pace and the tempo.
I think Santisima is just looking for a breather. Good jab right there. Good prodding jab from Santisima. Oftentimes you think that the jab has to be hard and has to be a power jab. Just a rangefinder. He's moving Gonzalez to the position he wants him to be in just with the flicking jab like that. And he didn't follow up, but he knows that it will work.
I can tell you with that flicking jab, I understand what you're saying, but also he's throwing that jab out at the wrong distance, at mid-range, where it can be countered. At this point, Gonzalez didn't make him pay for that.
Gonzalez, Santisima, end of 2 here in Fresno as we work our way. White win streak. That is coming up in a very significant main event. Round number 3 here between Gonzalez and Santisima. Santisima has thrown 130 punches in the first 2 rounds, landing 26. Gonzalez a little more efficient with less work rate, 25 of 74.
Gonzalez got good solid defense, but he put his hands in, so to speak, in his pocket. He doesn't throw off it. He doesn't counter off the blocks, and that's the biggest issue with him.
The other issue for Gonzalez, and he makes the fight harder, is he loads up with lead shots. He'll lead with a right overhand right, and you hear him throwing the punch with everything he's got when he could have just slipped in with 2 double jabs and threw the same punch with less effort. He's not disciplined with his lead hand or his jab.
Nice short shot right there. Nice.
Came off the jab that time on the inside.
That came off the jab.
Yep.
Makes life a lot easier. Especially when you face quality fighters. They see the big shot coming, and you may or may not land it. Oftentimes you won't. Good body shot right there from Gonzalez underneath.
Watch your heads there.
Oh, Santisima digs with a double left hand, body and head. Some of the body work by both men has been effective early on in this fight. Good exchange on the inside. Nice action here in the middle of round number 3.
Go, let him go. Punch out. Let's go, guys. Come on, work, work.
It's a good tie-up right there from Santisima. I know the ref wants Santisima to to break, but it's not time to break. I don't have the advantage. I need to break up what Gonzalez is doing, get him to the rope so I can do what I'm doing right now.
Watch out, though. Don't swing that way.
Just enough head movement from Gonzalez to get away from that overhand right. Now turns the tables and drives one of his own. Now trying to close that gap and get back to the inside against Santisima. Right hand scores well.
Gonzalez has the best success when he uses his left hand. Very evident and clear to see.
Okay, stop. Step back. Break. 10 seconds.
Second fight in the U.S. for Jeo Santisima, the 25-year-old from Aurora, Philippines. Turned pro at 17 years old. Now 21 wins into his career.
Step back. Don't pull his head down. Let's go.
You know, Joet Gonzalez has 26. This is his 26th fight. Still learning to be a winner test at the highest level. Knowing how not to give up certain rounds and when he's down or when he needs to pick up the pace. And all those nuances come with being elite. And he's got to continue to prove that he's the guy that can not just be in big fights, but he can win them.
Started his career 23-0, and then the level of competition when he stepped up and losing 2 of his last 3, obviously ultra elite when you talk about being outclassed, outboxed by Shakur Stevenson, fighting for a world title, and then taking on Emmanuel Navarrete, who's a human chainsaw of a fighter.
I mean, if I'm the father of Gonzalez, I'm constantly telling my son in this fight and when we're in the gym, son, I don't just need you to be a warrior, I need you to be a winner. We got to learn how to win the fights that we need to win.
Right now, what he needs to be telling his son, Gonzalez, he needs to get off them ropes. There's nowhere to go. You can't go back. You got to go left or right.
Became a huge advantage for Santisima.
Yeah, and the judges, the judge behind them,
Let go.
can't see the action. All he sees is Santisima working. That's all he sees.
I feel like Santisima could do more if he wanted to.
I think both guys
I feel like he could step up the pace.
Yeah, I think both guys, Drake, can do more.
Somebody has to make up their mind that they want to take over.
It's just both these men, they have a lot of respect for one another. I think the power, they feel the power, and they feel that if they expose themselves by throwing too much heat, they can leave an opening.
Santisima tried right there with that left hook.
Yeah, but he's against the ropes, and that's the bad thing. You don't want to be against the ropes. You want to have the fight in the center of the ring so all the judges can see the action.
End of 4. And he's as good of an interview as the game will have. And now the heavyweight, the American, who's from this area, will be making his pro debut next. Joet Gonzalez has a 68-53 connect advantage to this point. The total jabs, that has been one of the storylines we've been following in terms of the use of the left hand for Gonzalez to make life easier. You saw the numbers there. He's landing 24% of his jabs thrown.
Nice jab. Said in the last round that one of these fighters have to make up their mind that they want to pull away. For Gonzalez, the way he does that is picking up his jab, coming behind the jab, letting his combinations go, but not giving points back. If he's on the ropes, stay off the ropes, and don't allow Santisima to hit you when you block. If you have to block, fire off the block, but keep it clean so the judges can see the punches that you're scoring. And if you're Santisima, come behind your jab and let your shots go and rip to the body. Don't forget the body, because he's had success down there, but he'll punch down there, then he'll go away. He's got to be more consistent with his body attack.
And I spoke with Jose Gonzalez, who is the father and trainer of Joet, and he keeps the same verse of, I need you to be more active. You cannot allow Santisima to think if you stay busy, you will win this fight.
Keep him up there.
He's absolutely right. I knew that from the first round on. You got to push Santisima back. You can't allow him to sit back and think.
Let him go. Okay,
and
stop,
gain
step
confidence.
Back. You're holding. Don't hold. Okay, let's go.
Santisima has thrown 100 more punches than Gonzalez, but to the point you both have made in terms of the way he blocks punches, he's only landed 19% because of Gonzalez's defense. May not be the best thing in terms of what the judges see, though, because as you guys have said, listen, you're still touching him, you're touching gloves, but they're not landing, you're not being effective.
It's hard to believe that Santisima has thrown more punches than Gonzalez. That many. To me, it's looking like Gonzalez is outworking Santisima in most of these rounds, if not all of them.
And he's clearly being more effective. There's no doubt about that. He's landing 44% of his power punches.
Okay, stop, step back.
Well, now he is. Now he is. But before, who started the round, Santisima, what he was doing is he was taking the initiative. He was coming at Gonzalez. And then all of a sudden, a switch went off, and now you see Gonzalez mobbing forward, being aggressive, like he should if he wants to win this fight.
Show me your mouthpiece.
More detailed instruction coming from his dad, Jose. His brother was off to the right side as we visited in Joet's corner. And you heard him simply saying, you got to work, you got to work, you got to work. Let's see if he does up the volume. Good work from the start. Middle of the ring, good exchange. Left hook got the best of it to finish it out.
Michael Domingo's instructions for Jeo Santisima was to switch it up. Don't start with a jab. I want you to throw that lead straight right.
We'll look for that. Thank you, Bernardo.
Well, what he sees is that don't lead with the jab, because he sees that Gonzalez is trying to land the right hand over the top when he's throwing the jab.
This is just a bad habit that Gonzalez has developed over the years, which is punch and allow the opponent to come and punch back and just block on your arms, block with your face, block with your gloves, and hope that the judges don't score it or you don't get hit with a big shot and then come back. It's just this back and forth type of fight that Gonzalez is used to fighting, instead of getting his and not allowing his opponent to get theirs. That's how you win rounds and you win fights.
You know, fellas, I see this as a battle of distance. When Joet has him on the end of those long, straight punches, he does fine. And when they're locked in together, Santisima bangs him around to the body.
Gonzalez has success on the inside and the outside, I believe, but it's just don't allow Santisima to come right back and throw 5 or 6 punches.
Nice exchange here in the midst of round 6.
What Gonzalez is trying to do right now, he's trying to take the heart of Santisima. He's saying, now I can take your best. Now can you take my best?
Digging with that left hand to the body and then up top from Santisima.
Gonzalez answers right away.
Yes, he does. Goes towards that belt line himself. Look for the uppercut. Goes back to it with the right hand. Tries to wrap around that elbow.
And Gonzalez, to his credit, he is blocking a lot of shots. I don't want to act like that's not happening. But what I'm saying is you never know what the judges are scoring.
Yeah, significant amount of shots, but the work rate of Santisima, what he's throwing is 100 punches more, but he's only landing 21% of those total punches. To your point, many are being blocked. Good stuff. Entertaining 6th round between these two.
Yes, it is.
Scheduled for 10 on a night when we will see the heavyweight debut of Richard Torres and then the much anticipated Ramirez and Pedraza main event. Speaking of anticipation, the WBO champ, Oscar Valdez, the WBC champ, they will meet up to unify at 130 pounds. An amazing stretch of fights. The sport overall in the course of the next 3 months is going to be riding a high.
Oh, yes, it is.
Of course, Canelo will be fighting in May. Many great fight cards have been scheduled across the landscape.
The thing you got to respect about Joet Gonzalez is he's always engaged. You always get the sense that he's looking for a way to try to win. He's always pressing the issue, and he's trying to win. He's not just laying back. Even when he has those moments right there, you could tell he's looking to try to get his own shot, just like he did right there. So he's a guy that fights with a sense of urgency.
Yeah, anybody that allows Santisima to get off first are going to have some problems. As you can see, he had Gonzalez against those ropes, working him to the head and the body with those combinations.
Gonzalez should also try punching inside the punches of Santisima. That is an art to that type of style if you're going to have it. You don't have to wait until the opponent is done punching. Have your eyes open, look locked in on the target, wait till they open up, and then counter.
Let's work. Let's work.
See Robert Garcia and Jose Ramirez, their final preparations for this main event. As Ramirez getting his hands wrapped. It was interesting the conversation we had with Robert Garcia, with many involved in this fight, of their opinion as to whether or not Ramirez should have taken this kind of a challenge in his comeback fight. Look at this rally now from Gonzalez. Landing headshots against Santisima.
Ooh, that body trying to hurt him. It felled him over. Look at him. He's tying up.
Step back.
Right to the liver. Oh, my goodness.
Not sure if Gonzalez saw that, though. But it's never a bad idea to keep going downstairs, especially late in a fight.
I think Mark had a really good point earlier this round, or last round, when he said that the distance, Gonzalez has a lot more success when he throws his combinations out at distance than staying inside that pocket where you have the shorter arm fighter in Santisima that has the ability to come back with his offense.
Good stuff. There's some separation, and a right hand reigns in from Joet Gonzalez.
I'm not mad at the inside work of Gonzalez. I like the punch selection. I just don't.
Look at that.
Good work right there.
Look at that. From the distance, baby. Mark had it right. But the inside work is good too, Dre.
Well, there were some uppercuts and body shots on the inside that were quite effective. That was a heck of a round between these two. It's interesting to hear the balance of the father saying, don't get too confident, be smart. The brother saying, he's done. Look at his legs. Get after him.
You always got to respect the fighter, especially anybody that comes from the Philippines. Trust me on that one.
No doubt about it, as you know, with your trilogy with Manny Pacquiao. Here we have a right-handed Filipino fighter in Jeo Santisima. See the punches in the last round. Gonzalez, tremendous work to go 40 out of 75. He landed 28 of 50 power punches thrown in that 7th round.
This round started like the last round.
Look at Santisima. Now, is anything really getting through? Exactly.
Yes, but we don't know what the judges saw in that moment.
Completely agree. They see the work, they see the aggression. But to your point, Timmy, without the head movement or without using your feet defensively, just covering up like that, you're potentially giving the judges a reason to go the other way.
And then you're allowing your opponent to zap the energy too, hit you on the shoulders, the chest, the body.
Still making contact.
I mean, yeah, man, you don't want that.
Stop.
It's gonna wear you down.
Step back, step back, step back. Let's go.
Jose Gonzalez, the trainer of Joet, the father of Joet, got his son in some heck of a shape because this young man throws a lot of punches. He's always marching forward, and even when he's blocking punches, he's looking to get right back in the action, and he's barely breathing in between rounds.
He is calm and collected for sure, Dre. Halfway through round number 8 here, scheduled for 10. Then we will have the heavyweight pro debut of Richard Torres Jr., the American silver medalist. And then it is time for Ramirez and Pedraza right here on ESPN+.
Nice
Driving
shot.
a right hand down.
Out at distance.
I like that because Gonzalez didn't throw it hard. It was just sharp, and it landed right on the money.
Doc, get ready to come in.
Good selection right there. Good body shot off the miss of Santisima.
Santisima's technique is fading by the wayside right now. As you can see,
fatigue, my friend.
Gonzalez has better technique, especially when it's heating up.
A lot of headshots raining in. Santisima tries to fire back.
You got to understand what he was able to take from that Navarrete fight. He fought this type of fight with Navarrete all the way through. 12 rounds with him. Ooh, that's some
good answer for
work.
Gonzalez.
Oh my goodness. Some beautiful work on the inside.
Send a strong message with that answer.
Double uppercuts coming right back.
10 seconds, Doc.
A heck of a fight, and rolled in here with a lot of confidence. Can he close things? The warning was put forth by the referee. He thinks Santisima's taken a lot of damage. He's going to take a look and be careful here as we start round number 9.
Gonzalez needs to jump on Santisima because the first sign of trouble that he gets in, that referee's going to stop this fight.
Gonzalez should play. This is what I think he should do. Play defense like he did earlier in the round before. Let Santisima work. Let him gas out a bit and then attack him like he did.
Bernardo, what are they saying in that Santisima corner?
That they're not thinking of stopping the fight, that they feel that Santisima is in this fight and needs to step it up.
It's not what the ref is saying. The referee is very concerned about Santisima. Gonzalez has to continue to give the referee concern for Santisima.
Santisima working on the inside, trying to dig right to that belt line, then comes up top with the right hand and the left hand after 2 rights to the body. Gonzalez calm and controlled at range, placing a right hand. Now goes with the left uppercut, back to it.
Yes, he's a smart fighter. He really is.
Turned over the hook as well.
Okay, stop, step back. Step
He
back.
has some
Go, show me
swelling
something.
himself
Let's go.
around the left eye, does Gonzalez.
He's dished it out, but he's also taken some.
He says it's because of his high cheekbones. That's the reason why he swells.
Of course, he
You
had
gotta
a
hit
gash
the
when he,
cheekbones.
yes, when he
You
fought
got to hit him for him to
Navarrete.
swell.
My goodness. See, that's just smart, you know. Gonzalez was inside the pocket, landed some nice short shots. Santisima got out at distance, dropped his hands, and Gonzalez threw straight shots right down.
That's
the
it.
middle.
That right hand ends it.
That's
He
weird.
tracked him,
That is terrible.
lands the right hand, and the referee stops the fight. Edward Calantes gave the warning, and that one single big headshot finishes it off, and you can see the look of disbelief from Santisima. He's incredulous to the fact because he was working, he was giving effort, he was in the fight, but he had been warned about the amount of damage he was taking with the headshots. 163 power shots landed. 50% of the power punches thrown from Joet Gonzalez came through and landed on Santisima.
Well, we know, you know what I say about that 50%?
You say if it's 50, it's over.
It's going to be over.
Yeah, you knew that was coming. he got a stern warning from the referee, and the referee almost stopped it in between rounds. When you get that kind of talking to from a referee, the first sign of trouble, he's going to stop the match, because all of this is going on his watch, and he doesn't want things to go bad on his watch.
And
so he jumped in there.
That's exactly what has to be understood, is the warning and the assessment prior to the 9th round. Because if you just watch the 9th round, or you just watch the replay, Timmy, of that right hand, you're going to say quick stoppage.
Yeah,
but it's the warning prior.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to understand that Santisima was in his fight. It wasn't like a foregone conclusion that you had Gonzalez was totally dominating and winning this fight. But that right hand, boom, looping right hand, high on the nose area, was enough for the referee to step in and cause a halt to this bout.
And it wasn't just the right hand, it was the reaction after. He kind of stumbled, he looked a little weak. Here we see it in real time.
Okay, stop, that's it.
That little move, it seems subtle, but the referee is watching. He's hypersensitive to anything. Listen, hold on, let me finish. I'm just telling you what the referee's looking at. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I think it could have went either way. I think you could have let him go on, because typically that's what we see. We see referees let guys fight it out. It can go either way, but I'm also not going to knock this referee, because I understand he's looking at the totality of the punches that Santisima took. And Santisima, yes, he was in the fight, I guess, to a degree, but I don't think he was winning this fight. Gonzalez wasn't slowing down. In fact, he was getting stronger. So I'm not going to knock the referee for doing what he did.
Let's make it official. Here's Mark Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Save Mart Center, referee Edward Corantes calls a stop to this bout at 2 minutes 5 seconds of round number 9. Declaring your winner by technical knockout, and now the WBO International Featherweight Champion, Joet Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, 15th knockout of his career, 25th win. Timmy, my assessment, having said ringside 5,000 fights ringside, right, is that Dre nails it with the subtlety of watch the shoulders and watch just the slight moment of instability after the punch lands, and that was enough for Corantes to say, I've seen nothing. To me, right there, just that little wobble off to the right to regather was enough for Corantes, having given the warning.
You know, I just feel that Santisima was in this fight. I see if he was completely dominated throughout the fight. I mean, both guys was landing some hellacious punches, going back and forth. But you know, he did get the hard warning in the corner, which let him know that, hey, if he take another big shot, he was gonna stop the match. So I mean, I understand, but
both statements can be correct, right?
But doesn't mean that I agree.
Both statements can be correct.
Yeah,
he can be in the fight. He can be game. But still have been warned, take a big shot, be unsteady for just a moment.
Absolutely.
But anyways, this man right here, Gonzalez, like I said in the fighter meeting, he will be a world champion. His day will come. Just stay focused.
We're going to take a very short break.